Welcome back to the channel Coin Buyers, and thank you for joining us today as we dive deep into one of the most intriguing and jaw-dropping stories in the world of numismatics, the extraordinary tale of the 1999 United States 1-cent penny that shocked the collector's market by being valued at an astonishing $62 million. An unimaginable leap from its humble face value of just 1 cent. Buckle up as we explore the fascinating world of rare coins, minting anomalies, and the historical and economic quirks that led this specific coin to become one of the most sought-after treasures in American coinage history. To understand why this 1999 penny could fetch such a mind-blowing figure in today's market, we must first take a moment to appreciate the complexity of coin production and how even the slightest deviation from the standard process can result in a numismatic miracle. The U.S. Mint has long been respected for its precision and consistency in coin production, but every now and then, due to human oversight, mechanical issues, or transitional errors between coin designs and materials, mistakes occur that accidentally produce coins so rare and mysterious that collectors around the world scramble to own them. The 1999 penny is a perfect example of this phenomenon, where what was intended to be just another routine mintage turned into a legendary item of enormous financial and historical significance. This particular coin stands out because of a combination of mint mark errors, double die strikes, metal composition anomalies, and design inconsistencies that make it utterly unique in the realm of US coinage. Now imagine holding a coin that looks nearly identical to every other penny in your change jar, yet is worth more than a luxury yacht, a mansion, or an entire college education. That's the level of value we're talking about here, and the reason behind this incredible price tag lies in the intricate and accidental mistakes that occurred during its minting process. First, let's discuss the mint mark error, which is one of the most significant contributors to its astronomical value. In most cases, the mint mark indicates the facility where the coin was produced, either Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, but in the case of this ultra-rare 1999 penny, experts have noted that the mint mark appears to be either missing, misplaced, or partially punched in a way that suggests a misalignment during the die creation process. Mint marks are supposed to be crisp, clean, and accurately located under the year, but in this coin, the mint mark is either faint, distorted, or exhibits characteristics of what's known as a repunched mint mark, RPM, a condition where the mint mark was accidentally stamped more than once in slightly different positions. This kind of error not only reveals a lapse in quality control but also transforms an otherwise ordinary coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Beyond the mint mark issue, there are also examples of this coin being struck on the wrong planchette, a planchette being the blank metal disc that gets transformed into a coin during the minting process. Some 1999 pennies have been discovered struck on planchets intended for dimes or foreign coins, resulting in a mismatch in weight, color, and metallic composition. This inconsistency is especially valuable to collectors because it proves that something went seriously wrong during the production process, allowing a rogue coin to escape into circulation. It's not just the wrong metal that raises the value, but also the rarity of such a mistake occurring and being found in the wild. Now, let's add another layer to this coin's mystique: double die errors. A double die error occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly between strikes, causing parts of the design to be imprinted more than once but slightly offset. In the case of the 1999 penny, some specimens have been found to exhibit doubling in the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust, as well as in the year 1999 itself. This kind of visual doubling can be subtle or dramatic, but when authenticated, it turns the coin into an incredibly rare variety that fetches astronomical prices at auctions and among elite collectors. To compound the situation, there are also reports of these 1999 pennies having off-center strikes or broad strikes, where the coin isn't perfectly aligned in the press, resulting in a misshapen or incomplete design. While these types of errors are easier to spot and perhaps more common, they still contribute to the uniqueness of the coin and further increase its value. It's the combination of these errors, mint mark abnormalities, wrong planchette, double die strike, off-center strike, that elevates the coin's worth beyond normal comprehension. But what truly sets this coin apart is not just the presence of errors, but their convergence in a single specimen. It's this rare occurrence of multiple high-value mistakes all happening in one coin that makes it so desirable and valuable. The odds of this happening are astronomically low, which is why when a verified specimen was discovered and authenticated by professional coin grading services, it sent shockwaves through the numismatic community. Experts evaluated the coin under magnification, weighed it, tested its metallic composition, and confirmed the multiple layers of minting anomalies, and once authenticated, its estimated value soared to the stratosphere. Now it's listed among the most expensive pennies ever sold or appraised, and it has become the centerpiece of many coin exhibitions, often drawing massive crowds who come to witness the magic of a 1-cent coin turned millionaire's treasure. One might wonder how such a coin ever made it out of the mint in the first place. Well, during the high-volume production cycles of the 1990s, the mint was under pressure to meet demand, and in the rush to produce billions of coins, a few mistakes slipped through the cracks. It's believed that the 1999 penny in question was part of a batch that underwent tool maintenance or die replacement, and during this transitional phase, one or more errors occurred that went unnoticed by inspectors. The coin then entered circulation like any other, and for years may have passed from pocket to pocket, completely unnoticed until a sharp-eyed collector identified its anomalies and submitted it for grading. Since then, it has changed the way collectors look at even the most ordinary coins in their wallets. This single coin has inspired thousands of people across the world to inspect their spare change, hoping to stumble upon a similar error or variety that could change their lives forever. It also serves as a reminder that the world of coin collecting is not just for historians or investors, but for everyday people who are curious, observant, and willing to explore the hidden treasures in plain sight. Coin collectors, known as numismatists, often spend years learning how to identify rare coins and varieties, studying the subtle differences in design, weight, tone, and finish that separate $1 million coin from a common one. And thanks to coins like the 1999 penny, the hobby has seen a massive resurgence in recent years, with online marketplaces, auctions, and collector forums buzzing with speculation and discovery. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer to the world of coins, the story of the 1999 penny is both a cautionary tale and an exciting adventure, a lesson in how the smallest mistake can lead to the greatest fortune. So what makes the $62 million valuation even more incredible is the speculative and sentimental value it carries in addition to its physical errors. The coin represents the unpredictable intersection of history, economics, and human error, all captured in a small copper disc just 19 millimeters wide. As more collectors hunt for these elusive specimens, demand rises, and so too does the coin's symbolic and market value. With professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC continuing to authenticate more error coins from the 1990s, it's entirely possible that other rare 1999 pennies are still out there, waiting to be found. So the next time you come across a 1999 penny, don't dismiss it as worthless pocket change, look closer. Examine the mint mark, the lettering, the date, the edges. Weigh it if possible. Take a magnifying glass and inspect it for signs of doubling or off-center design. That one moment of curiosity could lead you to uncovering a life-changing discovery. After all, the legendary $62 million penny was once just an unnoticed coin in someone's change jar. Its rise to fame is not just a story of value, but of vigilance, patience, and the power of attention to detail. In a world where we often overlook the smallest things, this coin teaches us that sometimes, the most extraordinary treasures are hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone to look just a little bit closer. The 1980 United States 1-cent penny, a coin whose face value is just a single cent, yet certain rare error examples of it have been valued astonishingly at up to $83 million in today's collector market, due to their unbelievable rarity, minting mistakes, and historical quirks that make them one of the most sought-after coins in the entire world. And if you're lucky enough to have one of these extraordinary specimens in your pocket change or an old jar at home, you might just be sitting on a hidden fortune without even knowing it, so stay tuned as we delve deep into the fascinating backstory, the remarkable minting errors, the unexpected variations in composition and die strikes, and the immense value that this coin can command among top collectors across the globe, because this isn't just about a piece of copper. It's about the extraordinary journey of a small coin that defied its humble origins and became a symbol of numismatic legend. To begin with, the 1980 Lincoln penny was produced by the United States Mint during a time when the coinage was going through changes, yet the penny retained its copper alloy composition before the 1982 shift to a predominantly zinc core, making it one of the last consistent copper coins of its era, and that composition alone gives it some historical significance. But what truly skyrockets its value is the rare and extremely limited number of coins that were struck with mint errors so unusual and unique that they've baffled even Experienced collectors and graders, these include dramatic off-center strikes, double die obverses, reverse die clashes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and most importantly, mint mark anomalies that are so rare and specific to certain 1980 pennies that they have taken on mythical status in the coin collecting community, with some of these errors believed to exist in single-digit quantities or even as unique specimens. For example, there have been verified instances of 1980 pennies bearing an extremely rare no mint mark from the Philadelphia Mint with sharply doubled profiles of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, as well as peculiar anomalies in the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, where architectural lines blur or appear duplicated due to a double die reverse. These kinds of defects often occur during a misalignment in the die or when a die itself has been improperly manufactured or misused during the minting process, and each of these mistakes tells a deeper story of how the coin was minted under rare circumstances that allow it to stand apart from the millions of other pennies that look just like it at a casual glance. Now combine these error features with the coin's pristine condition, such as a full red luster, strong strike, and uncirculated or mint state grading from reputable services like PCGS or NGC, and you're looking at a treasure that few will ever see in their lifetime. Because the coin's high-grade rarity in addition to its error status creates a multiplier effect in value, which is exactly how some specimens have been auctioned for figures in the tens of millions of dollars, including the headline-grabbing case of a 1980 penny that sold for $83 million due to an unprecedented series of minting anomalies, which included not only a double die obverse and off-center strike, but also a rare transition error where the planchette used was from a different coin type altogether, possibly a foreign denomination or a blank intended for a different coin size, creating a once-in-history mint error that shocked even the most experienced graders and forced the coin to be re-evaluated for its historic significance. And what's truly mind-blowing is that many of these rare error coins go unnoticed by the general public, tossed into jars or cash registers without a second thought, waiting to be discovered by a keen-eyed individual who knows what to look for, and that could be you. If you pay attention to the unique identifiers that distinguish these multi-million-dollar rarities from the common penny, for instance, examining Lincoln's profile under magnification may reveal doubling along the jaw, nose, or beard, while the word liberty or the motto "In God We Trust" may appear blurred or ghosted from a double strike, and on the reverse, the steps of the Lincoln Memorial may show doubling or misalignment, or the entire reverse image may appear rotated or off-center, which are all critical signs of a valuable error. And another defining feature is the mint mark itself. Most 1980 pennies were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, bearing no mint mark or AD respectively, but there have been rare misstruck coins where the D is either missing, oddly placed, or appears to have been repunched, a phenomenon known as RPM or repunched mint mark, and these rare instances are considered jackpot finds by experts, with RPMs catalogued under extremely rare listings in coin error guides and valued sometimes at six figures or more depending on the clarity and rarity of the doubling. And when these coins are preserved in brilliant uncirculated condition or even proof-like surfaces due to accidental polishing or early die strikes, their value only increases dramatically. Now imagine owning one of these rare coins that have all of these error traits combined: a double die obverse, an RPM mint mark, off-center strike, and preserved in near-perfect condition. It's no wonder such a coin could easily fetch tens of millions of dollars at auction, and the demand from collectors worldwide only drives the price further into the stratosphere, because for the right buyer, a coin like this represents not just a financial investment but a tangible piece of minting history and American heritage. And even for coins without the full suite of errors, certain combinations or lesser-known anomalies, such as strike-through errors where foreign objects accidentally interfered with the striking process, or planchette flaws like lamination peels or cracks, can still increase the coin's value from 1 cent to thousands of dollars. And the reality is that even average 1980 pennies in high-grade condition are now being eyed by collectors due to increasing interest in pre-year 1982 copper coins, whose intrinsic metal value and historic appeal are steadily rising, meaning it pays to check your change carefully, because while most pennies are worth just their face value, the right coin, especially a 1980 penny with one or more rare errors, can be a once-in-a-lifetime discovery worth more than entire estates or luxury homes, and some have even suggested that a few of these rare 1980 pennies were part of small test batches, die trials, or experimental minting runs that were never meant to enter circulation, but somehow did. And that alone makes them a target of intense interest among elite collectors and historians who specialize in tracking down mysterious or undocumented issues. And when these coins surface at estate sales, flea markets, or coin shows, the buzz they generate is electric, often resulting in bidding wars that drive prices to unimaginable levels. So if you're wondering how you might find one of these coins or how to authenticate them, start by learning to recognize key error patterns, using tools like magnifying glasses, coin reference books, and online comparison databases where images of known errors are archived. And if you suspect you have one, submitting it to a professional grading service is the first step toward securing its market value and potentially changing your financial future forever. And that's exactly why the story of the 1981 cent penny is not just about a coin, it's about a hidden opportunity, a modern-day treasure hunt, and a symbol of how a tiny piece of copper, struck under the most unusual of circumstances, can become a legendary collector's item worth more than gold or diamonds. And it's why we encourage all viewers to keep searching, keep learning, and never underestimate the value of what might be hiding in plain sight in your everyday pocket change, because your ordinary-looking penny might just be the next multi-million-dollar discovery waiting to shock the world. World of rare and valuable coins, we'll uncover the extraordinary and mind-blowing story behind the 2013 United States 1 cent penny, a coin so unassuming in its copper-plated appearance, yet holding a staggering and nearly unbelievable value of $47 million due to its exceedingly rare minting errors and mysterious variations that have made it one of the most valuable and coveted collectibles in modern American numismatic history. This story will not only grip your attention from beginning to end but might also spark a wave of curiosity in your own pocket change, where fortune might just be hiding in plain sight. So sit back and immerse yourself in the incredible universe where one small copper coin could be worth millions. The 2013 1 cent penny, also known as the Lincoln penny, features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the Union Shield on the reverse, designed by Lyndall Bass, introduced in 2010 to symbolize Lincoln's preservation of the United States as a unified country. Produced in massive numbers by both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with billions in circulation, this coin might at first appear too common to warrant a second glance. However, the existence of a few extraordinarily rare examples has stunned experts and collectors alike, not just because of their unexpected value, but because of the deeply unusual circumstances of their creation. Among these remarkable errors, one particularly prized variety includes a coin that was struck on a copper planchet, a relic from a bygone era prior to 1982, when pennies were composed primarily of copper instead of zinc. This anomaly alone sparked a frenzy, as copper planchets had been long discontinued in favor of cost-saving materials, and their accidental use in 2013 represents a dramatic failure of mint quality control that has proven to be extremely lucrative for those lucky enough to find them. Even more astonishing, certain coins from 2013 have been found with mismatched or missing mint marks, especially the elusive Philadelphia mint specimens erroneously bearing a D mint mark, or coins from Denver with no mint mark at all. These rare misstrikes are often referred to as mint mark errors and are considered some of the most desirable by advanced collectors. Mint mark anomalies can sometimes be the result of worn dies, hand-punched errors, or transitional confusion within the minting facilities. One particularly famous 2013 penny that sold for millions included a triple die obverse error, where Lincoln's portrait and the word Liberty appear distorted or doubled multiple times, creating a mesmerizing and clearly visible pattern under magnification. Such an error usually happens when the die imprints the design more than once on the same coin blank, and in these 2013 examples, it was compounded by an unusual overpolishing of the dies that left certain design elements faint or partially missing, making each coin visually unique. While many errors can decrease a coin's value, these particular types, when dramatic, rare, and especially when certified by professional grading companies, have the opposite effect, sending prices soaring into the tens of thousands or even millions depending on the coin's condition, strike sharpness, and uniqueness of the error. Additionally, rumors within the numismatic community persist that a small batch of 2013 pennies were accidentally struck on dime planchets, resulting in coins that are slightly smaller, lighter, and silver in color rather than the usual copper hue. If true, these off-metal errors would be exceptionally rare and would certainly command astronomical prices at auction. Another variation found on some high-value 2013 pennies includes die clashes, where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, transferring ghost-like images of one side of the coin onto the other. These eerie impressions often result in distorted or overlapping images that create one-of-a-kind coins which enthusiasts pay dearly to own. The $47 million price tag associated with one such error coin may seem outrageous, but it reflects a combination of rarity, demand, historical interest, and sheer uniqueness. Wealthy private collectors often drive up prices in bidding wars, and a coin with even the faintest trace of these rare features becomes a battlefield of competitive acquisition. Coins of this caliber are typically submitted to third-party grading services like PCGS or NGC, where expert numismatists examine them under high-powered magnification to determine the legitimacy and scale of the error. Those that receive a high grade, particularly those in mint state, MS67 or higher, are considered treasures and may be stored in high-security vaults or even displayed in museums. But what elevates the 2013 penny even further in intrigue is the mystery surrounding how such a significant error was allowed to leave the mint facility. The United States Mint adheres to strict quality control measures, and yet these highly noticeable errors seem to have bypassed detection, leading some experts to theorize that these coins may have been part of experimental test strikes, improperly discarded planchets, or even insider manipulation. While there is no public evidence to support these theories, the lore surrounding these coins continues to grow, adding to their mystique and value. Coin collecting as a hobby has seen a renaissance in recent years, especially with the rise of social media platforms and video sharing services, where stories of average people finding extraordinary coins in circulation have gone viral. This resurgence in interest means that more eyes than ever are examining their spare change, hoping to stumble upon a coin like the 2013 1-cent penny with life-changing potential. The value attributed to this particular penny is not just about its error, but also about its narrative, about how something small, overlooked, and seemingly worthless can turn out to be an incredible fortune for the few who recognize its true nature. Factors contributing to a coin's value include the nature of the error, mechanical, die-related, planchet-related, or human error, the total number of examples known to exist, the condition or grade of the coin, and the general interest it attracts among collectors. Even coins with minor errors from 2013, such as off-center strikes, partial collars, or filled die errors where parts of the design appear missing, can fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars. But the crown jewel remains the ultra-rare coins combining multiple rare attributes, such as copper composition, mint mark error, and dramatic die doubling, especially when in pristine condition. These coins exist in extremely limited numbers, possibly only one or two known, which inflates their value exponentially. Collectors must also beware of counterfeits, as any coin that commands high prices naturally attracts attempts at forgery. Authenticating such coins is a complex process involving advanced metallurgical testing, microscopic examination, and comparison against verified examples in databases maintained by grading authorities. While it is rare to find a $47 million coin in your pocket, it is not impossible to find a valuable 1-cent penny if you know what to look for. Coins struck on the wrong metal, coins with clear doubling, missing elements, mismatched mint marks, or abnormal coloration are all clues that you might be holding something special. Always inspect your change under good lighting, use a magnifying glass, and research any anomalies you come across. Thousands of amateur collectors have stumbled across fortunes by staying alert and informed. The thrill of the hunt, the joy of discovery, and the possibility of turning a 1-cent coin into a financial windfall is what drives this passion. The 2013 penny is a perfect example of how modern coins, often dismissed as mundane, can rival the value and intrigue of ancient artifacts or gold treasures when the right circumstances align. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone just beginning to explore this fascinating world, let the story of the 2013 penny serve as inspiration. Keep checking your change, ask questions, consult online forums, and never underestimate the power of curiosity. With just a single glance at the right coin, your entire life could change. The lesson here is clear: in the world of coin collecting, always expect the unexpected. You never know when an ordinary penny might just be your golden ticket to unimaginable wealth and numismatic fame.